I'm with Ben Sellier of 4Trust. Ben, you represent one of Schneider Electric's elite partners in the Middle East. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, 4Trust, and can you tell us specifically about the Oman Data Park project and the part your company's played in it?
Definitely. Oman Data Park is the hosting facility in Muscat, roughly about 196 racks. The company is a co-owned company between 4Trust, which is ourselves, and Omantel, which is the carrier inside Muscat. We started the project up as a design-only phase. From there, we actually took it all the way turnkey to an extent where we actually now operate it. So it's a design, build, and operate the facility. From Schneider side, all our ACs, the flooring, the LV panels, the main panels, the UPSs, everything was done by Schneider with their help. The software we're running is from yourselves, from the DCIM on that. The whole facility is built on a tier 3 scenario, except on the power and cooling side, we're actually on 2N, which is tier 4. And when Oman eventually gets a second carrier, we will be a tier 4 scenario. We've actually certified the data center as tier 3 design with uptime. And yeah, it's been operational since March, and so far it's going really well for us.
Excellent. How do the Schneider Electric components within the data center add value to what you're doing?
Well, for us, it was, I'll be honest, it gave credibility. When we looked at it, we were looking at world-class clients coming into it because our hosting facility is quite new in Oman. And building something with names that's not recognized was difficult as a selling process. For us, it was quite easy. You're one of the top brands that's in there. You own about 80% of the technologies in there. Us going back to any international clients saying that we partnered with Schneider and it's Schneider's technology running the two core functions, power and cooling inside a data center, gave them some sort of trust, and that was key for us.
How is Schneider helping you to maximize the space available for sale in the data center?
Well, for us it was key. When we looked at the amount of cooling that we used inside the data center, we had to have 12 different units actually delivering the airflow. And when we look at each one of those, about 220 kilowatts. Schneider is by far the smallest in the unit capacity and size, only about 2.6 meters in width. So for us, what that translated, it was additional white space. And for us, white space is money. I mean, each square meter is an additional rack that we could have put in place. So that made a huge difference and a huge, consideration when we looked at the vendors and who we're going to use.
Are there specific challenges which you face building data centers in Oman that you don't see other places?
Yeah, definitely. From a power and cooling perspective, for sure. Oman only has one provider, and I have one grid. So that makes it really difficult for us. And with all the development that we have in Oman currently, the biggest issue we have is power failures. I mean, the power is quite stable, but when it does go off, it's off for 2 days. They might build a new building and they will shut it off. So that to us was key. And on the cooling side, district cooling is something new that's in. It's government owned, so you're pretty much forced in a good way to make use of them. But if I go with a third company, the Uptime Institute's not going to really like me from that perspective. So when we had to look at it, there was additional chillers, additional units that we had to do over and above what we got from district cooling. And it was the same on the power side. We actually had to go build our own transformers to ensure we have a 2N solution on that. Yeah. So it's a bit of a challenge in Oman. Heat is obviously a major issue. We get temperatures of over 50 degrees. So when we look at the outside units, the chiller units that's being utilized, we have to have a look at that. Yeah.
Interesting. And how is the data center business in general in Oman?
Well, to be honest, this is we commissioned this in March, and we're about 70% capacity, and we're already building phase 2. So within 1 year, we're building a phase 2. So it's good.
And the next data center you build, are you going to own it sort of?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. We're actually at this stage looking with some of the petroleum development companies in Oman to look at their seismic computing, where they actually do geological seismic. I don't know. Anyway, they know what they're doing. All I know is 30 kilowatts per rack, and that's quite heavy for us. So now we're engaging your team as well to build a second phase onto this one, which will house about 30 racks at 30 kilowatts for them, for their computing, the supercomputing part of it.
And how is it for you working with Schneider Electric in the Middle East?
It was really good. I mean, for us, the big thing was your global reach. When we designed this, the team was key. For me, I don't like sales guys. They talk a lot. It was nice being able to go talk to your customers and actually being able to see what's been built in the world and get ideas from that. And that to us was key, and that's what we enjoyed from Schneider. You have access to every single country, and you've been involved in every single major data center, which made it easy for us. So we could go talk to those customers, get ideas, steal ideas. All good.
Ben, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.